Hi, welcome back to Bookish Brits. I'm Caroline and this is my Finish It February video diary. Finish It February is a book challenge that was co-created by myself and my fellow Bookish Brit colleague Faye. It was inspired by quite a number of things. Firstly, by Faye's own video that she made about all her unfinished reads, Debbie's video about her unfinished series, Michelle's New Year's resolution to free read, and my own frustration with myself about receiving this pre-order in the post and realising that I hadn't read this previously pre-ordered book. From that, the idea of Finish It February was born. My personal target for this challenge is to complete or get up to date with at least 4 of my current series. Wish me luck. I have to say I've been a little bit excited about this challenge. It's the first challenge that I've ever helped co-create, and because of that I have to apologise for my overexcitement on Twitter and on my retweets and favourites of the Finish It Feb hashtag. But anyway, it's been really exciting. I've loved seeing other people's posts, and if I haven't been and visited you already, make sure that you link your post up, either mine or Faye's updates, or leave the link in the comments below. Today is February the 7th and we are saying that this is officially the end of week 1 of Finish It February. Although for me it's more like half a week. I actually started the challenge on Tuesday. The very first book that I picked for Finish It February was indeed Through the Ether Night. I absolutely adored Under the Nether Sky when I read it in 2012. In fact, it was one of my favourite reads of 2012, and Through the Ether Night was one of my anticipated reads for 2013. So much so that I actually pre-ordered this book, and it arrived, and then it sat on my shelf for over a year. Why? Why didn't I read this book sooner? I don't understand. I love that previous book so much that not only did I pre-order this book, which sat languishing on my shelf, I then went on to pre-order the final book in the trilogy. Look at my beautiful American hardbacks. They're so pretty. I can only imagine that it's probably got something to do with the blog and blog content and committed to review books, and how generally the last 18 months or so I have pretty much ignored my own books in favour of review books. And that's something that I'm hoping to rectify this year. I'm trying to read a lot more of my own books, trying to finish a lot of these series that I've started before I commit to any more. Anyway, Through the Ether Night was a fantastic sequel, despite being nearly 2 years since I read the first book in the series, and without having a reread or a recap, I actually found myself very easily back in Veronica Rossi's world. It had everything that I adored about the first book. It had a fast pace, interesting world building, interesting flawed characters. I love the relationship between Arya and Perry. I love Raw as a character. Just like the first book, there's some real emotive scenes. It just had me absolutely hooked from the first page, and I read it in 2 delicious sittings, so I have no idea why I didn't read this book sooner. One of the advantages, however, of reading a series late is that I have not had to wait at all to start the next book and final book in the trilogy, which is Into the Steel Blue, which is my current read, and as you can see I'm about halfway through. I started this book yesterday evening and I anticipate that I will finish it tonight before moving on to my next Finish It February read. Hi, it's week 2 of my Finish It February video diary, and I have to say that week 2 has been a bit of a mixed bag. I'm a little bit disappointed. I haven't had the opportunity to read as much as I would have liked. I haven't read nearly as much as I ordinarily would have. It's just a combination of work commitments and social commitments. I just haven't had the opportunity to read. However, I have completed my second book of the challenge, and that was Into the Steel Blue by Veronica Rossi. I really enjoyed this book. It was a fantastic conclusion to a really excellent series. And yes, not only have I finished one book this week, it also means that I have finished my first completed series for Finish It February. And don't they look pretty all sat there together? Yes. So they are going to go on my shelf over here. That's their new home. So, I am also currently reading The Bitter Kingdom by Rae Carson. It's the third and final book in the Fire and Thorns trilogy, so I'm hoping to complete this book this week. I'm about a third of the way through. I've just finished part 1. I am also really loving this book so far. I've really enjoyed where the story has gone, and yeah, I can't wait to see how this trilogy is completed. I have to say that this week hasn't been as successful as I'd hoped. I don't know why last week I thought I'd get more reading done. I think it's because I conveniently forgot that it was in fact half term. So I apologise now for any background noise that you might hear in this video because I have got some company.
Oh, nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Anyway, so this week I'm pleased to say that despite not reading as much as I had hoped, I did manage to finish The Bitter Kingdom by Rae Carson, which marks the third book I've completed for this challenge and also the second series I've completed. I absolutely adored The Bitter Kingdom. Picks up pretty much where the second book left off, a few weeks down the line. It is jam-packed full of adventure. There's like a road trip and lots of discovery, fantastic character development as usual. I've been so impressed with the character development over the whole series, particularly of Elisa, who we've watched blossom from a sort of shy, self-conscious girl into a more confident woman and to a really impressive, powerful monarch. I absolutely loved all the character interactions, all the relationships that were developed in here. A few inklings of potential future relationships that might occur, although I am really sad to see the back of this series. It is quite a large book, but I have to say it didn't feel like that when I was reading it. That kind of weird situation where you're really loving a book so much so that you're racing through the pages to get to the end, to find out what happens, to find out the fate of all your favourite characters, and then you get to the end of the book and it suddenly dawns on you that it's not just the end of the book, it's the end of the series. So it's kind of bittersweet. I did get to the end of this book and had this real overwhelming urge to go back to the very start and then read the series back to back. The Bitter Kingdom gets to join its siblings up on my bookshelf. It looks so nice. Although I have to say that this does make me a little bit sad. There's beautiful UK hardback, and then unfortunately it was only released in paperback. So I am still toying with the idea of rebuying it in the American hardbacks, even though I prefer the UK covers more. Because look, they're so pretty. So pretty. So pretty. So my predictions for next week. I honestly can't say that I'm feeling 100% confident that I'm going to complete this challenge. I have got a couple of distractions this week, particularly this weekend. I'm currently reading Tiger Lily by Jodie Lynn Anderson. I'm about halfway through this book for the Bookish Brits book club, and I'm also then going to read Drummer Girl by Bridget Tyler for a buddy review with Faye. Not convinced that I'm going to complete this challenge. I'm going to give it a really good shot.